Hi, welcome back to Takacs McGinnis Elder Law Hour. I am Barbara McGinnis, and in this episode, we're talking about little-known resources, things you might not know are available to help you.
And I'm Tim Takacs, and in this segment, we are speaking with Sonya Bellafant, who is the director of the Tennessee Senior Law Alliance. Okay, so tell us, Sonya, what is the Tennessee Senior Law Alliance?
The Tennessee Senior Law Alliance is a network of legal nonprofits across the state. Collectively, we come together to provide free legal resources to seniors 60 years of age or older.
Okay, so that would be like the Tennessee Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee, other organizations?
Yes, that would include, so starting in Middle Tennessee, as you just referenced, the Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee and the Cumberlands, the West Tennessee Legal Services, the Legal Aid of East Tennessee, and of course the Tennessee Alliance for Legal Services, and then finally the Memphis area Legal Services as well.
Great.
What kind of legal problems do you help folks with?
We like to focus on the things that are going to improve the quality of life and help seniors sustain their quality of living. And those areas are typically core areas that fall within things like consumer matters, housing, public benefits, life planning, estate planning, unfortunately, countering the epidemic of elder abuse, and then of course, healthcare, which is really one of the biggest that we see seniors struggling with across the state.
Right. And so do you charge for these services? Is it free, or is it a sliding scale, or tell us, because you know a lot of our viewers are going to wonder, okay, how do we, because when we put your contact information, they go, I need help. And the first thing they're going to want to know is, well, how much is it going to cost?
I'm smiling because as a legal aid attorney, I have the dubious pleasure of saying our services are free. We were fortunate, we received a grant that's funded the project from the Davidson County Chancery Court Part 3 under the Senior Trust Elder Trust. Our grant is administered by a contract with the Tennessee Commission on Aging and Disability. And I say all that to ultimately get back to my point. So our services are free to seniors across the state, all 95 counties.
So how do you qualify for that, though? I mean, do you have to, you have to be low income, low net worth?
No, the only requirement we have is you must be 60 years of age or older.
Okay.
I must share this though. Yeah. Typically we find that the most vulnerable seniors and those who typically are probably in the most dire need of access to free legal services are those who do fall within the lower income. And of course we'd like to prioritize those seniors across the state.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the resource that probably is limited is manpower.
Exactly. Unfortunately, the population that we serve is growing at an alarming rate, and there are only so many legal aid attorneys, not only in this state but across the country. So we really have a difficult time, and that's why it's so important to prioritize those who are most vulnerable.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I get when you have a little bit of hesitation in saying, well, this is free, because you don't want to be inundated with phone calls for people who really can afford the services, but who are not really in your priority of people who are really the ones that are in most need of services.
You stated it very well stated. I couldn't emphasize that any more than you've done so. It's difficult to tell someone, you know, we just don't have an attorney available right now. But it's also priority to remember that people who really need something like a prescription or food.
Or housing and eviction issues and those kind of things.
Exactly.
Right. And we know you already told us that you serve all the counties in Tennessee, not just Middle Tennessee, obviously.
That's correct.
That's the Senior Law Alliance. Okay.
Yes, now my position is here in Nashville, and my office is actually housed in the Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee. So that particular office serves the 48 counties here within the Middle Tennessee area.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the limited resources, the manpower, the woman power resources you have, what is the turnaround time for being able to service a caller?
That's a good question. To be honest, it'll depend on the applicant and the scope of the services they request. So if an applicant really simply wants something as powerful as a durable power of attorney, that may be something that may not require a great deal of turnaround, but healthcare may require some administrative litigation, if you will, or process, and so that may take a little bit more time. So it just depends on the scope of the services provided.
Okay.
So who are the most needy, or who are the neediest clients? I mean, the Tennessee Senior Law. I mean, what I'm really trying to do is help you out here and say is, if you just need a power of attorney and it's sort of optional. What are the who are the clients that the Senior Law Alliance serves that you want to serve, that you are most interested and feel that most need your help?
That's a good question. It's kind of tough because a durable power of attorney to me is often a very important contract. To be frank, though, we find that seniors who are inundated with the process to apply for a Medicare savings program, or how to navigate a nursing home situation, or how to qualify for a choices 2 versus 3, those tend to be the seniors who we find are most in need of some assistance and advocacy. I'm sure you know that at the Legal Aid Office we really strive to advocate, defend, and enforce legal rights. And healthcare and the ability to afford food, those are things that I'd have to say they fall within there. They fall within that category. And so when you can help someone take income that they are paying for a healthcare premium and qualify for a Medicare savings program so they can pay for their prescriptions and food, that's a priority. Those are the clients and the applicants we find are seriously in dire need of our assistance and advocacy.
So how do people gain access to your service? Do they just call up and say, I want to talk to Sonya?
I wish I could say yes. Unfortunately, I tend to be out of my office quite a bit. But I have a team that I work with that is phenomenal. So we'll start with the Tennessee Alliance for Legal Services. They have an amazing legal helpline. It's 1-844-HELP4TN.
Okay, here we go.
And they can provide legal advice on the telephone. It's been a great benefit to people across the state.
Sometimes people just need to be pointed in the right direction.
Exactly.
Know where to go.
Exactly. Know what a resource is. On the flip side, those who may need a bit more of an extended service, we have the Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee, which is situated here, and our number is 1-800-238-14.
Yeah, you're on your own. I don't know that one.
Okay. But they could probably call the other number and they'll give you your number.
That's
that number,
correct.
right?
That's correct.
Gotcha.
But there is also the West Tennessee Legal Services and all the other legal aid offices across the state. And then, of course, we have a senior website, and that's also been very helpful.
Right. So you can go to the website, which is, I'm not sure, we may have that up here somewhere. But you can go to that website as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Well, what do you want the viewers to know about your service?
I'd like viewers to know that our service is available, and even if it's a question that you're not really sure qualifies as a legal matter, I would rather that you reach out and contact us and to give you that peace of mind than to find out later that you've either succumbed and become victim to some sort of a scam, or that you've lost a resource, or that you were unable to acquire a resource that you were eligible for.
Yeah. Again, sometimes people just do not know what resources are available out there to them. And if they want to know something about how to pay my property taxes, that's not really a legal question, but
that's a phone call.
Exactly.
If they don't know where else to turn, they can probably get pointed in the right direction.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we're lucky that we have a lot of staff across the state who can assist with that.
Yeah. And to me, what I'm thinking is that, I mean, I imagine there are a lot of people that are out there that need help, older people, and they're thinking, well, if I call this lawyer that I've seen on Open Line, he's going to charge me.
Exactly.
And I would, and certainly, I think all of us, I mean, Barbara and I and our team, at the office, when we're on Open Line, we want people to call us because those calls are free, and we will point them in the right direction.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's helpful for us to know, and I think our viewers to know, is that they can call 1-844-HELP-4210, 1-844-435-7486, which is up there.
Exactly.
And then they can go right to where they need to get to, and maybe, like you said, they'll get the answer.
Exactly. I mean, in legal aid, we have people who are dedicated to taking calls.
You have great lawyers there,
and they can get that information. And
that's one thing I want people to know is that I know a lot of the lawyers there. They've been there for a long time, and you have a great team.
And I'm honored to work with them. I'll tell you.
But we're going to take a break. We got to take a break, guys.
Yep.
And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about more resources, things that you might not know, maybe even some resources that someone in our office can help you with.